Sabbath. So from Friday night sunset to Sabbath, he wasn't working. So Devon, actually, he wasn't assigned specific tasks, but he figured he would do whatever was asked or was required of him. So it started getting him noticed. So he became a prominent figure. He actually became one of the largest producers today. And some of his movies are The Star. I don't know if anyone's seen The Star. It's an animated film. Miracles from Heaven, The Karate Kid. It just shows that you can remain faithful and God will still bless you.
That's right. Amen.
So young people, let me ask you, is there a test in your life? Is Satan trying to get you to budge on? Is it playing sports? For me, it was playing sports. I love basketball, but I knew I couldn't play varsity ball. A lot of my friends were playing on Friday nights, or the games were allowed on Friday nights, and if my parents would allow me, I probably would have done it. But like I said, I didn't really have that relationship with Christ. And I don't want you guys to fall into the same web as well. So no matter if it's playing basketball, if it's birthday parties or whatever it is, if it's your friends trying to get you to try some pork or whatever the situation is, if it goes against your moral or your moral compass or your beliefs, just stand strong and stand firm.
That's right.
So Daniel's enemies were jealous of his success. They tried to find fault in him and could find no fault. They knew him well, and they knew that he would be faithful to his God in all the circumstances. The only way to get him was by the law of his God. So what they did, they conspired to go to the king and feed off the king's pride. So they go to the king and they tell the king, you know, king, we feel you're a great king, and we think that we should have a rule for 30 days, to issue a decree for 30 days that no one should pray to you, or pray to any other God. I'm sorry, not to you, but pray to any other God or any man otherwise other than you. So King Darius, being a powerful king, he said, yeah, we could do that. That sounds good. So he goes and signs the decree. But in verse 10 of Daniel chapter 6 again, it says, now when Daniel knew the writing was signed, he went home, and in his upper room, with his windows open toward Jerusalem, he knelt down on his knees 3 times that day and prayed and gave thanks before his God. That was his custom since early days.
Amen.
So that's the second point, prayer. What was Daniel's custom in prayer? He prayed in his upper room. This was his private prayer, made with no intention to impress others. He prayed with his windows open toward Jerusalem, remembering the place of sacrifice even when there was no sacrifice. He prayed according to Scripture. Because in 1 Kings 8, Solomon asked God to give special notice to the prayers of his people when they prayed towards Jerusalem and the temple. It says, and you may hear the supplication of your servant and of your people Israel when they pray towards this place. So he knelt down on his knees, praying just as Jesus did. He prayed and gave thanks, because prayer is filled with thanksgiving. Prayer and praise shall always go up to heaven.
Amen. Amen.
Practice. We're talking about practice. And that's a famous rant by a local basketball player, Allen Iverson. Practice. We talking about practice. Practice. Tyrone, you know, Philly. We talking about practice. So Allen Roberson already came off of the peak of his career. He lost in the championship to the Los Angeles Lakers, and the media was getting on him about just getting 50% at practice. So that's where that came from. Allen Roberson is just saying practice. We talking about practice. Come on, y'all. We talking about practice. 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 But anyone who plays sports knows you have to practice like you're going to perform.
Amen. That's right.
And it's the same way as well. We're talking about prayer. We're actually talking about prayer.
Right.
You have to pray like it's the real thing.
That's right.
And here in Daniel, when it says, after he knew the decree was signed, he went and prayed. I believe Daniel prayed like it was the real thing so much, he didn't even think, it wasn't even on his conscience to go and pray. It was just muscle memory for him.
Yeah.
So he automatically fell on his knees and prayed to God.
Amen.
quick story here. It was before I got into the military. I was between jobs and I was searching. I did insurance for a while, and I wasn't really excited about doing insurance. So abruptly, I didn't work there. Without thinking, I didn't really have a backup plan. So my funds started getting low. And I was reading the word, I was praying to God. I said, if I'm going to be faithful, I have to remain faithful no matter what. So I'm praying to God. I'm asking Him to provide me a job. And nothing came about. It's months go by, and I still have no job. Now mind you, I have children, I have mouths to feed, I had bills to pay, but my funds was getting low. So I continued to pray. I ran across the story of Job. Now, Job didn't ask for anything. Job was a great man. He didn't ask for any troubles that came his way. But Satan still wanted to test him.
That's right.
So when I read about that story, I said, I guess, I still have my life, health, strength. I have my family, so I should be thankful. So I told God, I said, God, no matter what, I'm going to remain thankful, and I'm going to praise you regardless.
Amen.
So I continued to pray, y'all. I continued to pray. So I was on my last dime. My exact last dime, and I had bills coming up. Now we know we're trying to build our credit, black people. We can't have that bad credit. We're trying to build the credit up. So I ain't want my credit to take a hit. So I'm worried about that as well. So I say, God, I need you to come through for me, please, Lord. All right, God. I'm going back and forth. All right, God. I know you got it. I know you got it. I got it for real. I need you to come through for me. Like, you said on your time. But for real. So again, months go by. Or no, I'm sorry. A week goes by and nothing. So now I'm out. And as a man, young men, as men, it's not about pride, but at times you become an age, and there becomes a time when you no longer want to take money from your parents. You need to be your own provider. You have to find out ways to provide on your own. So that was my circumstance. I didn't want to go to my parents. I couldn't do that. So, like I said, I had faith in God that He was going to take care of me. I remember like it was yesterday. So I get a call. I don't even remember applying to this position, but I get a call from an agency, and they said, hey, your name came across the table, and we want to interview you for a position. So at that time, I ran out of money already. So I was like, all right, so if I need a job, I need this job, but I need money now, like right now. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going for the position or whatever. So I go in, and I have the interview, and I blow out the water. The manager loved me. I had a good feeling about it. I was like, yes, I think I'm gonna get the job. But hopefully, like they pay daily or something like that. So of course they didn't pay daily. So I go back and I get a call. As soon as I get home, I get a call. And they said, they loved you, and they want to go ahead and hire you. I said, praise God. Like, all right, God, thank you. That's right. All right, so, when do I start? They said, all right, so this was at the end of December. I'm sorry. This was toward the end of December, around Christmas time. So they said, yeah, it's the holiday season, so we'll go ahead and get you started in January. How's that sound? I still want to be a little cool. I didn't want to be too desperate to them. So I said, yeah, that's fine. So she's like, great. So we'll reach out to you around January, and then we'll set you up all the paperwork. I said, all right, thanks. Get off the phone. I'm like, God, come on, God. Like, I need something now. Thank you. This takes care of me in January, but I need something now. So God was, He was talking to me, and I heard Him actually talking to me. He said, just relax. He told me to relax. So I relaxed. I said, okay, God. I said, all right, God. So I just relaxed. 15 minutes later, I get another phone call. The same person calls me back. Hey, the person whose role you're going to replace, they actually left, and they need somebody to start tomorrow. Yeah, I got so giddy. I went to praise with her on the phone. So, thank you, ma'am. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. As soon as I got a phone. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. So I go to the job, and mind you, I still have bills that's due that Friday, that Saturday. I had bills that were due that week. So I go to the job and work, and then I go back and I get a call, and they're asking me for my account information. They're saying, you know what, we know you just started on Monday. What we're going to do is get you paid on Friday. Without even asking, we're going to get you paid on Friday. We're going to submit a check. Usually we do weekly payments, but we're going to go ahead and get you paid Friday because we know it's the holidays and you may need some extra money. Extra money. So again, we have to remain faithful. We have to pray no matter what. No matter what our circumstance looks like, we have to continue to pray and praise God. So we praise Him when times are good, and we praise Him even more when times are bad. So again, we need not to be ashamed to pray. So I teach my children the importance of prayer, the importance of having an open dialogue with Jesus. I tell them it's just like having a best friend. You just need to talk to him. It doesn't even matter how you look, if you look crazy around your friends, you just need to talk to them. And with one of my children, I'm not gonna say her name because it's gonna embarrass her. But one of my children, she came home. She said, "Daddy, I was afraid to pray at lunch." I said, "Baby, why are you afraid to pray at lunch? Don't be afraid." She's like, I'm shy. Like everybody's gonna look at me and think I'm weird. I said, baby, they're probably waiting on you to pray so they can pray. So they'll feel comfortable. Amen. I said, don't wait on anybody. But I said, and if anybody gives you a hard time for praying, if you're afraid that anybody's going to give you a hard time praying, just let me know. You know, and Daddy will talk to it. But you don't worry about it. You pray, and you don't be ashamed to pray. So we can't be afraid to pray. If it's on tests, if it's prior to taking tests or whatever it is, even if your friend is saying they're going through something, just grab their hand and say, brother, let me pray for you. Hey, sister, let me pray for you. Amen. Don't be ashamed to pray because there's power in prayer. That's right. So it says they found Daniel just as they knew they would, deep in prayer. For Daniel, prayer was both communion with God and pleading for his will to be accomplished. Asking God's will to be done suggests a posture of humility. When you're asking God's will to be done in your life, you're saying, God, I trust you and I'm taking my hands off the wheel. And I'm accepting your timing. A lot of times we block our own blessings by not aligning our will with God's. I can only imagine when we get to heaven how God is playing back in our life and showing us that what He had planned for us. This is the blessings that I had for you here. This was your blessings, but this is what I had for you here. If you would have just let go, I could have got you to this level. All right. But you continue to hold on to whatever, for whatever reason, you continue to hold on to your problems. And I couldn't bless you how I wanted to bless you. Wow. So Daniel's enemies went and snitched to the king. "Oh, king, didn't you sign a decree that a man who prays to any god or man besides you within 30 days will be thrown into the lion's den?" King Darius, not thinking about anything else. I said, I signed that decree. I said that. Why? Well, one of the captains from Judah is trying to play you. He ain't put no respect on your name. I'm sorry. Let me be break down for the baby boomer generation. He says, Daniel does not respect you, and because he is ignoring the decree that you signed, he's praying 3 times a day. So at that moment, it hit King Darius. What had just happened? Although he tried to save Daniel, it was too late. The decree was already established, and there's nothing that he could do. So verse 16 says, the king gave the order, and they brought Daniel and threw him into the lion's den. The king said to Daniel, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." And that's the third point, faith. You have to have faith. Yeah. So King Darius, he had faith, and it's funny how others have more faith than you have. It's easier to where you're going through something, somebody, "Oh yeah, brother, you gotta have faith." It's easy to always put faith out on somebody else and tell them that. But when it turns around on you, it doesn't work. We have to have faith. King Darius' faith came out of it came from Daniel's trust in the Lord. He seen how Daniel moved around the palace. He seen how Daniel was, how he was consistent. And that spoke volumes for King Darius. And that's why King Darius said it. So no matter where we go, like I said, we're witnesses. We represent Jesus Christ.
That's right.
So when we're witnessing, people are watching us.
That's right.
They may not say anything, but they watch how we interact with others or how we react when something bad happens to us. So always be mindful of that as well. So the word says Daniel had faith, and it was faith born out of Daniel's trust in the Lord. Serve continually. This made Daniel's testimony. Many of us occasionally display godly character and wisdom before the world, but counteract the good by then being bad. Daniel's testimony was made by continual service. He was consistent. The word says the king went to the palace and spent the night fasting and was not able to sleep. So he was real close with Daniel. He knew what type of person Daniel was, and he was stressed out. But I was searching in the later on verses, and not once did it say that Daniel couldn't sleep. It says that once God sent the angels to shut the mouths of the lions, that's all it says. So what I'm picturing in my head was while the king couldn't sleep, he was stressing out for Daniel. Daniel had faith. Daniel was probably laying on the lions. That's just what I'm picturing. He's probably laying on the lions, using them as pillows, just relaxing. So on that, there's no better feeling than knowing you've done nothing wrong and you have nothing to worry about because you know God's got it. Amen. Just a side note. Young men, young ladies, us being black in America, we're at dangerous times. It's not much different from the 60s or the 70s. Well, I was born in the 60s, 70s, but I don't feel it was much different than the 60s or 70s. But as far as the hands up, don't shoot, like I said, there's no better feeling than knowing you've done nothing wrong. And it's okay to just comply with whatever it is that the police officers are saying. It's okay to comply because you know you've done nothing wrong. And it gives you another day to live. So there's no need to get out of your character or escalate the situation. And that's what it just shows with Daniel. Daniel didn't get an attitude with anybody. He was just humble. He went straight to his house and prayed. And that's all we need to do. It's just that simple. No other brothers or no other sisters need to lose their lives due to gun violence from police or anything like that. So let's just be mindful of that. Amen. So the first light of dawn, the king went down to check on Daniel. When he came there, he yelled out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God whom you serve continually been able to deliver you from the lions?" And this is my favorite part right here. Daniel replies, "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the lion's mouth so that they have not hurt me, because I was found innocent before him. And also, O king, I have done no wrong before you." King Darius demanded that Daniel take out the lions, that they take Daniel out the lion's den when Daniel was taken out. Like the Hebrew boys that Sister Swela, she preached about, no injury was found on him because he believed in his God. That's right. Though Daniel was in the right because he was wrongly accused, those things alone did not protect him from the lions. Daniel was protected through faith and faith alone. That's right. Amen. Now, Daniel's faith turned to courage. Nowhere does it say that Daniel was already bold or a courageous man, because that's more being boastful. I believe that just praying and having that faith in God turned to courage. I prayed, and I can relate, because I prayed and I have faith that God would get me through this, which gives me the courage to stand up here and talk to you all today. That's right. Daniel asked that God's will be done. He didn't ask to be delivered from the lions. He trusted God's plan for his life. So a lot of times when we're going through things, a lot of times we want God, please save me from this or deliver me. But that's not God's plan for you. Sometimes you have to go through that situation so others could see, others could get their blessings from that. But God has a plan, so we just have to submit our will to the Lord. just so God's plan could work itself out.
That's right.
So Ellen G. White wrote out a prophecy in Kings that says, God did not prevent Daniel's enemies from casting him into the lion's den. He permitted evil angels and wicked men thus far to accomplish their purpose. But it was that he might make the deliverance of his servant more marked, and the defeat of the enemies of truth and righteousness more complete. Daniel in the lion's den was the same Daniel who stood before the king as chief among the state and prophet of the Most High. A man's whose heart is stayed upon God will be the same in the hour of his greatest trial as he is in prosperity. Daniel shows us that in the seasons of trial and gloom, our faith must be strong, and we must trust God in spite of our circumstances. God will not abandon us. God will not abandon those who stand for him.
That's right.
So young people, I'm going to ask you, what lines are you facing? What lines do we face today? Is it depression? Is it turmoil in the household? Is it bullying? Any adversity you may face, you have to have faith that God will deliver you from it. And just like Daniel, you will come out unscathed, untouched. When I shared my story of being asked to speak, I was very hesitant. It was, I don't know, I was asking myself, what am I afraid of? I was trying to psych myself. Like, why am I scared? Like, I know these people. That's what am I afraid of? Young people, honestly, I didn't feel qualified. But after reading how God used a murderer in Moses to free the Israelites, I asked myself, why not me?
All right.
After reading how God used an adulterer in Abraham to be the father of a great nation, I asked myself, why not me?
All right.
Don't get me started about King David. David coveted another man's wife, sent him off to war to have him killed, yet God still said he was a man after his own heart. So why not me?
All right.
God showed me it was simple. He said it's not about you.
That's right.
He said he could use anybody. You have to choose to allow him to use you.
That's right.
Courage is always called upon during challenging times. So no matter how big or small your challenge, is, see, when things are going well, anybody can shine. It's when you are tested and have to deal with adversity, that's what shows your true character.
That's right.
Will you compromise, or will you be bold for Christ? April 20th, 1999, Columbine, Colorado. At that time, it was known as the deadliest shooting in U.S. history. It was 13 killed, 24 wounded. It was two young men. I guess it was because of bullying. They didn't really indicate what it was for. But two young men went through the school, and they had an elaborate plan. It took up to a year to set the plan. They had bombs staged where help was to help them. Where help was to come for the ambulance and the police. They had a bomb at the entrance of the school. They had a bomb in the cafeteria. They had enough ammo to at least last them for 2 to 3 hours. So they go through school, and it start off by a young lady who was on the hill with her friend, and they go through school and they shoot and kill both of them. So they're walking to the school, and they're just shooting people at randomness. Teachers, anybody. So at that time, it was just commotion. People were running. They didn't know if it was the real thing. Again, at this time, they didn't really see anything like this before. So the guys were just going through. Of course, they were led by Satan. But the fellas were going through laughing, enjoying themselves, shooting and killing people. And they would look and ask them just their political views. And if it was against what they believed, they would shoot them and kill them. So it was a young lady, Valen Schnurr. She was already shot while they was just shooting around. She was already shot, and she was trying to escape while she was crawling. And one of the young men, he goes over and he looks at her, and he asked her if she believed in God. Now, mind you, if their answer didn't suffice, or if their answer wasn't good enough for them, they would shoot you dead cold. So I asked if she believed in God. She said yes. So he asked her, well, why do you believe in God? She said, well, that's how I was raised, and because what he's done in my life. The young man looks and just walks away.
Praise God.
She could have said whatever she thought was going to save her. No, knowing that these men are not filled with the Holy Spirit, she could say whatever she thought would keep her alive. But she stood to stand for what was right.
Amen.
She was bold for Christ.
Amen.
And after reading that, if she could do that, this is nothing. I could stand up here and talk all day. Well, I don't want to, but I can stand up here all day. Because I don't have a gun pointed at me. So my challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to be bold for Christ.
Amen.
If you accept my challenge, I want you to stand. But I don't want you to stand if your friend, just because your friend will stand. I just want you to stand because you want to stand. Because you have that in your heart that you want to be bold for Christ. Whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever you're afraid of, you have to face that. All you have to do is pray that God will see you through, that He will give you that courage to face whatever it is, and God will see you through. Just like Daniel, we shouldn't compromise. He prayed and he had unwavering faith, and he prospered. I want us all to prosper. But you have to want it. That's first by taking a stand and saying, I want to be bold for Christ. All God needs is a yes, and He'll take care of the rest.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the pastor to say a prayer for us, specifically for the youth, so that we can be bold for Christ. If it's anything, like I said, like me being up here, it took me fasting and praying to be able to just stand up here in front of you all. So if it's to do God's will, or whatever it is that God has for you, young people, older people, all you have to do is pray on it. Just pray and believe. And like I said, we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Let's pray. Let's pray. Father God, we come to you in the wonderful name of Jesus. Lord, please forgive us for our sins. Lord, please give us your Holy Ghost, Lord. Lord, as Andre, you have used him today, Lord God, to testify that we must be bold for you, Lord. We must be bold. We can't do that of no power of our own. So we need your Holy Spirit, Lord. Help us to be bold. Help us to go after what is holy, Lord. No matter what happens, Lord. Help us to shun the profane, Lord. Please, Lord, we need your help, Lord. I pray, Lord God, for all my young people and young at heart, Lord. When the world looks like it's going left, help us to have the courage to go right. Help us not to be afraid to be different than the world. Help our kids in school, that's in school, Lord God. Be with them, Lord. As the other kids want to get into different things that's not of you, help our children to be bold and say no to the world, no to the devil, and yes to you. Lord, we thank you for your manservant today. Lord God, you have used him mightily, Lord God. Lord, we thank you, Lord God. All his testimonies, Lord Jesus, is to help us, to show us, to let us know that you can do the same thing with our life if we just put our trust in you, Lord. So I pray that we will trust you with all our heart. Bless our young people. Bless our older people. Bless us, Lord. Give us courage. Help us not to be afraid to be bold. In Jesus' name we pray that God's people say